Hello everyone, you're welcome to Step-by-Step Tuition Center. In this video I'm going to show you how you can solve this question. 2 raised to the power of sine square x plus 2 raised to the power of cos square x equals to 3. How are we going to find the value of x? To solve this question is very easy. What we just need to do is to recall a particular trig identity. A particular trigonometric identity. Trig identity that says that sine square x plus cos square x is equals to 1. You understand? Sine square x plus cos square x is equals to 1. Now, if I decide to make cos square x the subject of the formula, I will have cos square x equals to 1 minus sine square x. Alright, so by the time we now put it into the original equation, we are going to have 2 raised to power of sine square x plus 2 raised to the power of 1 minus sine square x, since cos square x is 1 minus sine square x, and everything will be equated to 3. Now, when we look at this side, we know that we can rewrite it as 2 raised to power 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of sine square x equals to 3. Then we still have 2 raised to the power of sine square x. Now, when you look at this very well, you see that we can decide to make a letter to represent 2 raised to power sine square x. So you can say let y be equals to 2 sine square x. So if that is done, it means that we are going to have y to replace the whole of this plus 2 divided by y equals to 3. Now this is the same thing as y plus 2 over y equals to 3. And so what we need to do here is to multiply through by y in order to form a quadratic equation. If I multiply through by y, this will turn to y squared plus, if I use y to multiply this, the y will cancel this, I'll be left with 2 here. Then if I use y to multiply this, I'm going to have 3y. So I'm having a quadratic equation now. Now, what we need to do next is to arrange it in the normal form of quadratic equation and then factorize. We have y squared minus 3y plus 2 equal to 0. Now let's factorize. This will give us y squared minus 2y minus y plus 2 equal to 0. Now what is common to both sides here is y. So y into y minus 2 minus 1 into y minus 2 equal to 0. So from here, y minus 1, we multiply y minus 2 to give us 0. Now solving further, you see that y is equals to 1 and then y is equals to 2. Now what does this mean? It means that our 2 raised to power sine square x, from the assumption we say y should be equals to 2 raised to power sine square x. So it means that I can write 2 raised to power sine square x here and equate it to 1, or 2 raised to power sine square x and equate it to 2. Now according to indices, for us to have 1 here, it means that we must put 2 raised to power 0 here. So this is 2 raised to power sine square x equals to 2 raised to power 0, or 2 raised to power sine square x. This is the same thing as 2 raised to the power of 1. Now these two, we cancel these two. It means that what? Sine square x is equal to 0, or sine square x is equals to 1. Now gradually we are coming to the end of the solution, the workings. So by the time we take the square root of 0, we still have 0. So sine x is equals to 0. Now x is equals to the sine inverse, okay, the sine inverse of 0. What is the sine inverse of 0? That gives us s is equals to 0. Now on this other side, by the time you take the square root of 1, you get 1. So it means x is equals to, that is, you are squaring both sides. Okay, when you square both sides, it means that you have square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1 or plus 1. Right? Now it means that by the time we want to rewrite this, we can rewrite it as sine s equals to 1 or sine x is equals to negative 1, or sine x is equals to negative 1. So by the time we solve further, okay, we see that we can take the sine inverse of both sides here. When you take the sine inverse of 1, you get your s to be equals to 90. And when you take the sine inverse of minus 1, you get minus 90. So the values of x are s equals to 0, s equals to 90, and then s equals to minus 90. And this is the solution to the problem.